All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. So we got, obviously, we got to do some work here. Um, Hold on. Okay, so we got to do the euro dollar. Obviously, we got to get all this done before the ECB here in just a few minutes. So I'm going to try to get as much done as I can. So here's the euro. The euro is back at support, and I'll tell you, this euro is choppy. It hasn't really moved a whole lot. No one's expecting the ECB to move today. If the Bank of England hasn't moved following the Brexit, the ECB is probably going to stand pat too. They gotta hold on to as many bullets as they can keep in the chamber. But am I expecting the euro to rally a lot? I'm with Paul. I'm in complete agreement. I'm not too sure how much of a rally we're going to get here, even if we do rally. Okay, and that's even if we do. Obviously the ECB is very capable of completely wrecking the market. We could have the ECB, expand their balance sheets as well, and the euro can come sliding down. I will tell you once again, if we break below this 109.70, that's going to be extremely bearish. All right, now I have to stop really quick. And I have to show you this chart. If you guys missed the chart from earlier, here's the dollar. Okay, I posted this chart yesterday, and this is the reason why I was confident in staying short the euro or short the dollar last night and yesterday. This is a Gartley pattern right at a 618 retracement. So if you look at the dollar, this is like the whole range that we've been in for the last year and a half. We are at the 618. It is also, you might be able to, here, I'll just grab a pen. Okay. Previous support, okay. Obviously we spent a lot of time around here, these levels too. Current resistance, 618, you got a Gartley pattern, pretty damn close to a Gartley. I mean, obviously some of the numbers are a little screwed up, but they're not too far off. So you got this Gartley that's working, and so as long as the dollar doesn't hit new highs from here, it's bearish. Now, if the dollar breaks out, and that would mean the euro drops below 109.70, this dollar is going to rally, and we're going to do something like this. Okay, like we're gonna go out to here. Just keep that in mind. That's the potential of the dollar. Oops, here, put that back. That's the potential of the dollar if it breaks into new highs. All right. Okay, so I want you to know why I'm buying the euro and why I'm selling. I've been selling the dollar the last 2 days, or since yesterday. All right, and it's really just the dollar index. Really, that's what it is. Now, back over to the euro. Okay, so that means the euro does not and cannot break below here. Now, any rally in the euro, I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I assume we're going to be capped. Just the underside of this trend line here. We'll probably end up being capped around 110.50. But if we should rally, like I have to write in, obviously some a bigger possible move to like 111.20. So I'm gonna write this 110.60, 111.20. Because 110.60 would be right here. Actually, 60 would be right here. 111.20 would be right here. So those are possible resistance levels. Now, again, if we break below 109.70 following the ECB or following Mario Draghi, that is extremely bearish for the euro, and then you're talking about the euro, dropping down towards 105. Okay, I'm very, very keenly aware that I happen to be long a little bit of euro right now. I'm keenly aware that if it starts to break down, I will get out and reverse. Okay, All right, JT says any supportive words to a trader that got stopped out of the dollar yen at 107.50. I mean, I guess my only supportive words to you would be it happens to the best of us. It happens to me too. I've been stopped out. That's why I keep my stops pretty wide. Usually when usually when I that's not what I want. Usually when I get stopped out, the market was really aggressively moving, and usually when I get stopped out, that usually means that we're about ready to reverse too. So just for future reference, and it does happen to me, and it happens to all of us. I'm sorry it happened to you, man. Um, Shake it off, even if you have to take a day off. All right. And David said, "That's trading." That's right. That it is trading. It happens. It happens to me, and I've definitely voiced myself here as it's happened to me before. So yeah, well, I could always say this, JT. It could always be worse. Do you know how? You could be live broadcasting in front of 2,000 traders and get stopped out like that, and then have to admit it in front of 2,000 traders. See, it could always be worse. See, good thing is with your wife or your girlfriend or whoever is your significant other, you can just say, "Oh no, I just had a bad day of trading. Everything's okay." You don't have to give them specifics, right? So no, it's okay. Oh, why do you keep punching yourself in the face? Oh, no particular reason, just bad day of trading. uh, okay. Anyway, let's see. Let's go here to this is the cable. All right, so pound's come under some pressure. Not too sure why, but it has, probably because it's the cable and people are just selling into any rally you can get your hands on, I'm assuming. I don't know where the stopping point is here. I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of support down here. This is the 618 retracement of here to here. Okay. But I don't know if we're going to make it all the way back down there. I think maybe a move down to 131.35 will probably do it, right? And not great support. It just this horizontal support should probably hold. Obviously, resistance is right here. That's a double top completion. Takes us maybe to where we may have already done it, but 3270 is big. 3270. It's big resistance. We are obviously still in a bearish trend. Let's go over to the Swissy. Okay, I got 5 minutes. Here's a Swissy. I really think this is going to be a boring ECB meeting. As in the words of the great Jean-Claude Trichet, the ECB is trying to promote price stability, right? That was a horrible accent, but you get my point here. Okay, the stability. All right, that's big support. 98.40. We wrote 98.40 yesterday, right? I think that's what we wrote as support yesterday. Damn, that was good. That's going to be pretty key. Then obviously resistance is 99 cents. Yeah. Everybody's like, great try at the accent. Thanks. I'm not a good. I would never be a good impersonator. I'm a horrible impersonator. All right, dollar yen. Let's see, dollar yen. What a crap show this thing is. Okay, like I said earlier this morning, guys, the thing that you have to pay attention to is this big downtrend, right? You know, for all intents and purposes, we rejected the 618. You can go, God, Blake, we were up at almost 107.50, but yeah, on the bigger scale, grander scheme of things, we're really struggling here with the 618. Okay. And the fact of the matter is the technical damage has been done. That's what I was saying this morning. Meaning, as long as we stay below today's highs, you know, if the equity markets weaken at all, this thing's done. I mean, we're gonna trade right back down to 102. I'm trying to figure out where resistance is going to be because obviously support's at the lows now. So the 618 is at 106.70, which we already know that's a big level. So if you get an opportunity to sell 106.70, if you get an opportunity to sell up there, I think you got to take it, right? I think I will. 105.40, that's key support. Whoops, key support. And we are still in our range. And I'll tell you what, we will turn bullish if we break above these highs now. Okay, we are a little bit more than a minute out, so let's go over to the euro dollar. Let me pull over here. I'm going to grab something. Group. Euro pairs. Let's grab those really quick. Okay, and let me throw. Oh, they're all right there anyway. Okay, and let's go. Why is the Euro New Zealand not there? Euro. I'm gonna stick that right over there, and let's grab this and do this again. If we drop below 109.70, the euro is toast. FYI. Okay. Below 109.70, the euro is toastorama. Stick a fork in it. It is done. Okay. They leave rates unchanged. Okay. That's what I thought. Euro just squeezed up to 25. It's not going to do much. We got to wait for Draghi now. Okay. See if we can get the euro to move up a little bit. Just a little bit of a recovery trade, not much. A little bit. Oh, God, man. Okay. Okay. George says, is Trichet dead? You said the late great. Well, he's dead as far as ECB head. He's dead to me. If you're not managing, if you're not the head of the ECB, you're just dead to me. You understand? Dead. Trichet is dead. No, he's still around. Actually, I saw him on CNBC ahead of the Brexit vote, like a couple of weeks ago. He still looks good. Still looks good. You're dead to me, Trichet. The stability. You dead. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these. I don't need them anyway. No, you know what? I'll keep them. I'll keep them for a little bit later. We still have the presser. Okay, that's coming up. All right, let's finish off what we're doing here. So where was I? I did the Swissy, did the yen. Oh, look at the euro coming right back down. Um, and it's going the Canadian. The Canuck. All right, so yesterday, just so you guys know, Paul Franco is a badass. He may be a little loud, and he may speak his mind, but he's a badass trader. And yesterday in our chat room, we were right here, right there, and he's like, I'm shorting the Canadian. He shorted it like right here before we dropped, maybe about 15 minutes before we dropped. Then it dropped down to like 40 something. He covered here. He's good. He's good. Now, as you guys know, we are in the apex of this triangle, which is a freaking disaster as it is. All right, it's tough trading environment right now, dealing with the Canadian. All right, you gotta wait for a breakout above 131.40. You've got to wait for a break below 128.40, 28.20. Just wait for it. Unless you're trading this range, 131.40, oops, or 128.20. Wait for the range to break, okay? Anna asks, is Paulie Italian? Yeah, he's Italian. He probably, could you see him screaming and his arms flailing all over the place? I can imagine it. I've never met Paulie in person, just so you guys know. I've never met him in person. But I could just see him screaming at the top of his lungs and shit flying all over the place at his desk. Like mice flying, keyboards flying, papers flying, Post-it notes everywhere. I could just see it. Anyway, can you guys envision it? I can envision it in my head. I totally. All right. All right, what are we doing? So here we are. Canadian range. Kiwi. So the Kiwi, so the RBNZ, I said this last night. Let me grab the comments from the RBNZ. What a bunch of douchebags. I mean, RBNZ. This is this is so great. This is so great. And I'm not gonna let this play. Hold on. I mean, I gotta turn that off. RBNZ says lower rates will likely be needed. Currency slumps. I mean, how? Remember, I don't even watch the RBNZ meetings. I don't watch the RBNZ meetings. Last meeting, I actually watched it. So I watched Wheeler and his, what's his nuts, the deputy secretary. I watched those two guys sit up on their podium, talk about how rates aren't going to come down, how they're implementing macro prudential tools to manage monetary policy, right? I watched these guys just 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, are these guys blind? I think the next day I told you guys, like I watched the RBNZ. I'm like, these guys are going to be so behind the curve, it's not even funny. So behind the curve. And literally, do you guys recall? Here, let me go back here. I have to go and find it for you now. Okay, so if you go back to RBNZ meeting. Was it 2 weeks ago? Where we are? We're here? Was it 2 weeks ago? Retail sales, price index. It was 4 weeks ago. Okay, hold on. July, June. No, I could have sworn they spoke there, wherever the meeting was. Oh, right here. No, wherever the freaking meeting was. Well, it doesn't really matter, right? Um, whatever day, whatever day it was, it was like 2, 3 weeks ago, and and these guys, right after, like 4 hours later, China's China's GDP numbers or industrial production numbers came in, and I remember going, oh my God, these guys probably looked at the Chinese data. They saw the rally in the Kiwi, because the Kiwi did this right after their meeting. The Kiwi did this, so it must have been this date, right? Oh, I guess it was the beginning of June. Had to have been this date, where where it spiked up. Hold on. Shh. Okay, that the commercial started playing. I could hear it. So it spiked up, and the RBNZ left rates unchanged. Everybody thought they were going to cut. I thought they were going to cut. Spikes us to new highs, and the Chinese data the next day comes out, or like a couple hours later comes out, and it's a disaster area. And and I know that the RBNZ were probably looking at each other, Wheeler and his deputy, going, "Oh my God, what did we do? We totally screwed that up." And now here they are, backtracking a month later, saying that now they're going to have to cut rates. They are the most, and I tweeted it last night. They are the most reactive central bank ever. It's amazing how they cannot see the forest behind the trees. It is absolutely amazing. All right. Um, and now they're being reactive, and anybody who trades the Kiwi, I mean, we're liking the volatility, of course, but man, it's like the Kiwi should be trading at 65 cents, if not 62 cents right now. It should be. It really should be. What irritates me more is because the whole reason why the Aussie New Zealand ran down to 104, 105 is because of the RBNZ. And right now, the Aussie New Zealand should be up at 110 or 112, and I should have made so much more money than I've made thus far on the Aussie yen. And I'm not even in the Aussie yen anymore, and it just ticks me off because of how bad how piss poor management, and monetary policy styles that the RBNZ has. It's just unreal. It's ridiculous. I cannot believe these guys still are managing the central bank in New Zealand. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, um, um, so here we are with the Kiwi. Just realize that the Kiwi is challenging very big support today. Okay, there's a huge support down here. If the Kiwi gets down to 69.20, I would expect a bounce. 0.6920. This, I would expect a bounce here. It is 161% extension of this move. It is the 618 of this big move. It is going to be major support. All right. And I still cannot believe. I'm in shock and awe how bad they have managed this whole situation. And I'm mad because, it's obviously cost me money, but it's like, I mean, how horrible do you have to be? I mean, we're gonna get close to completing a flag pattern. Anyway, it's bearish while it's still below 75. But if we get a rally to 70.10, I'm gonna short it. I almost shorted it this morning. Matt in our chat room was wanting to sell. I don't know if he sold around 69.95 or whatever it was. I really think that this thing is just moving back into the lower end of its range. Okay, it's just so bad. Anyway, all right, guys. I'm going to put you on hold for a few minutes. I'll be back in about 6 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. I got to go grab some coffee and walk around. I'll be right back. All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. Let's finish up with this analysis. So, Where are we at? Okay, so we did the Kiwi. Let's go over to the Aussie. So the Aussie's obviously holding up a little bit better than the Kiwi dollar. We bounced off pretty good trendline support right here. That means that this 618 is extremely important for bulls today. Trying to grab the stupid line. There it is. Okay. So this is going to be extremely strong support today. All right. It is a 618 retracement. It is trendline support, obviously. So if we break, let's just call it 74.40. I think it's the same price we wrote down yesterday, 74.45. We held it, right? 0.7445. If that breaks, good night. The Aussie's done. You can stick a fork in the Aussie too. All right. Now resistance 75.25. It's easy analysis here. 75.25, and we are in a range, but we can. I still think we're going to be in a range, but it's, you know, we'd have to go down. What happened there? So even a breakdown here will just probably allow us to just test some of the support. Okay. Okay. Let's see, where are we at? Dollar index. So this is the longer term view of the dollar index. Let's go over to intraday. All right. And that was Joe. Joe had given. She said, "Isn't that a monkey pattern?" Which is, you know, a Garley pattern. But yes, it really is. Now we're creating a hammer right now, but it's very, very early in the day. Okay, very, very early in the day. So I think what is key here, and let's. Oh, this is A, B, C, D also, right? Okay, so we know that the 618's right here. We know that's previous support, current resistance. That means this is easy for the dollar guys, very easy. Let me grab this line right here. Okay, right here is resistance, because if we break above that, we're going a lot higher. Support is right here. Period. It's real simple. 96.80, 97.30, and that's it. You just wait for it to break out. 98. Wait. What is it? 96.80. 96.80. Key support. Resistance 97.30. Okay, because if we break 97.30, the reason why that's such a big deal. Oops, sorry. The reason why that's such a big deal is if we break 97.30, we then clear that 618. That opens the door for way up here. Okay, we'll just come flying right through there. That's why you got to keep an eye out for dollar strength. Remember, ECB meeting is coming up. The press conference is coming up in the next 20 minutes. It could get real. All right, let's go over to the peso. Oops, you're right. And we're going to turn bullish if we break that 97.30. I mean, I'm short the dollar and I don't like it. I own the euro dollar at 110.13. I'm down 2 pips right now. I'm not comfortable by any stretch of the means. What I meant to say is I'm not comfortable by any stretch of the means being short the dollar, just so you know. All right, so here's the peso. Peso's been really strong. It's been very strong. We broke out, we're holding. That means this 1860 level is a big deal right now. 1860. Resistance I don't even know where resistance is, guys. $18.78. We're in a range, but thing's still pretty damn strong. Okay. US dollar, Swedish krona, or Norwegian krona. Let's start there. Here's the Norwegian krona. 843, 854.50, 854.50, 843, same as yesterday. Swedish krona, same as yesterday. 851, and then resistance is right there. This is, remember, is a 618, so resistance is right there. 863, 851, 851, 863. Okay. Your bias chart is done. It's finished. Okay? You guys are good to go. All right. Now, let me take some questions.